So on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about things that are going on in the world of geekness, TV, movie, video game, whatever's on these guys' minds, and we'll find out if they even have a mind. I've got a mind to find out from Capital Thave. Say hello to the people, and if you have a random geek trivia fact, tell the people as well.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, and also Warhammer is me, Capital Thave. And my geek fact is, in Warhammer, the god emperor of mankind, who is worshipped by all of humanity across the galaxy, is an atheist. Because even though he's a gold man with, glowing light and everything like that, he knows that, like in many Discworld and stuff like that, when you pray, you literally create stuff. And when you pray in Warhammer, you're literally feeding Satan. So all the gods are technically satanic. They live in the warp, and when you pray to them, even if you don't pray, even if you're a guy who's interested in, self-discipline, you're feeding the god of war. So that's why the god emperor of man is like, no, stop praying to people. But in Doom, even if you say you're not the Messiah, everyone's going to say, that's why you're the Messiah. So it continues on.
Okay, fantastic. I'm going to give you a bonus point there. Diz, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hey everybody, this is Diz, coming to you from the Rossville, Georgia area here in the fantastic United States of America. This is more of a nerdy thing. So a couple weeks ago, we had a power outage here, and they've been working. It was a very severe outage. A power line pole snapped, and so they've been working off and on to get it fixed ever since then. So this week they've been cutting off our power for 2 or 3 hours at a time during the day. And so I just happen to own an electric vehicle, and I'm using that electric vehicle right now to power this laptop, the camera, my refrigerator, my freezer, and my network closet so that I can stay online and be here to you guys. So if you're looking for a reason to buy an EV, that's a really good one for power outages. It's like a battery backup for your house.
Wow, so you get, it's a different power source than everything else?
Yeah, I've got, I've got the, I don't know if I can show you, but I've got extension cords running all through I'm in the kitchen, just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Which is near the garage. So I got an adapter for my car that actually ends in a power strip. So then I plug into that power strip, and then I run a cable in here, and then that plugs into the power strip on this desk. And then from there, I go to the freezer and the refrigerator and the network closet.
Okay, cool. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Tim, you're in a car. Is that electric?
It is still gas-powered, but I make sure I hypermile when I can by turning it in neutral. And if I could get a hybrid or an electric car, I totally would. Did a good job on using it as a backup. There are some municipalities that want to buy electric buses, and when they're not in use, be energy storage for local grids in case there is a power outage. It does act as a part of a energy infrastructure in a way, and it's a pretty cool alternative use of these batteries.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And did you have a geek trivia fact?
So I thought buses with batteries might have been a good start, but
no, that's fine. It's fine. Look,
I found out today that snail mucus or snail slime extract is it's used for skin treatment to keep skin smooth and to treat burn scars, burn tissue, stretch marks, all sorts of stuff.
So what you're saying is if the Emperor had just rolled around on the underneath of Jabba, he would have actually looked baby young again.
It might have been good for his. It might have been good for his overall complexion after force lightning himself.
Okay, bonus point. Dave.
Thank you. You let that right into me. Thank you very much. That's. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Hi, I'm Tim from Providence in a parking lot.
Fantastic. Dave, what have you got for us?
I have tea. So I'm Dave MC here in Paris, France, and my geek fact is, speaking of like Emperor Palpatine and Jabba, in Return of the Jedi, we see that Luke is wearing a full black suit. This was to symbolise his turn to the dark side. It was sort of alleging that Luke would turn to the dark side in the film. It's not till he fights Darth Vader at the end, we see a small bit of white cloth along the front of his chest, which symbolises, no, he's coming back to the light.
That is cool. Bonus point there. Simple and to the point, Dave. Thank you. Dev, say hello to the people.
Dev or Diz?
Dev.
Hi, I'm Dev, and my Geek Trivia fact of the week is that in the original Pokemon Red and Blue, beta versions, all the trainers used to have whips. But they changed it in the final game, as it would seem to be animal cruelty for the West. So, only one training class in the final game retains the whip, and that's the ringleader, gym class, training class, that retains the whip. But before then, everybody had a whip.
Wow, everyone. And what is this, Pokemon?
Yes.
They had whips.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, to be honest, that doesn't really remove the sense of cruelty to me when you consider that in Pokemon, you capture animals and keep them in balls that are this size.
And literally do animal fighting.
Yeah. It's just cockfighting. The whole thing.
Michael Vickamon.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the whip's bad, death by other Pokemon good.
They faint, they don't die, but they are captured in microscopic balls. Right. Fun fact, this is actually a Nintendo Switch controller. Check that out.
Are Pokemon the equivalent of sperm?
No. What?
I've never once heard them go Pikachu.
How many can you put in one of those little balls?
Oh, you can only have one in a ball, but you'll have 6 balls at a time.
Unless they're Bidoof, in which case you can put in 100.
I'll take your word on that. Right, okay, now, I think we've already lost Tim. So, Tim was in the lead on the game, but I don't think he's going to retain in the lead unless he re-emerges. But guys, so we're only going to have a shorter show today because we've had to start later than usual. Weird couple of weeks, but we'll get back to normal soon. But let's talk. What are hot takes? What have we seen? What are we concerned about in the world of pop culture? Cap.
I just saw Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, and again, like always, the cartoons are killing it, while the live-action DC, yeah, it's pretty good. The one thing I don't like is that the pairing between Superman and Wonder Woman, I always hated that. I will always hate it. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's also a follow-up from the New 52 universe. Constantine is still around, and I think he remembers the New 52 universe. But other than that, the other characters don't. Jensen Ackles as Batman, voicing Thing. Wish he had better movies as Batman, though. The Halloween thing they did was not that good. But Superman movie is excellent. There's going to be a part 3, and this will wrap up the current DC animated universe. And then, because of James Gunn's plan to unite animation and live action, there's going to be a new one. But I wish this universe had more movies. And it's a big threat. It's about multiverse dying. And guess what? It's not boring as the Marvel movies. Multiverse, exciting!
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
any thoughts on that, anyone?
Yeah, so I haven't watched it, but because I've seen it repeatedly in live action, I know what's going on. So you're saying that the Constantine remembers what happens before the Flash wipe, right?
Yeah, because they did a short film with Constantine where after he did the Flash reboot, where he tells Flash to do the reboot, and then he ends up in a weird version of hell that's created by the Spectre, but the Spectre was actually protecting him because there was this huge wave that was coming on and it's destroying the universe. And then we cut, and then the storyline ends, and then we started with Superman, the Man of Tomorrow. That was the start of the new universe. And we had a couple of movies then, and Constantine was like an old guy who was walking around, In this movie, it is implied that he doesn't remember much, but when Jon Stewart spoke to him, he kind of was like, "Oh, my name is John too. Oh, I remember now." No one has said John in a year for some reason. But when he said John, he's like, "I remember."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Tim,
cool.
Tim, where did you go?
Helping out a family member with a side job moving cars.
Oh, wait. This feels like it's actually some sort of crime thing. And you're just like, I'm helping out the family.
This is Tim from Universe 1. Tim in Universe 2 is...
That's not the same car you were in earlier. Oh my god. Literally, we've just watched a
Welcome to Tim car hopping.
We're going to see someone in the back, just like with a gag in their mouth.
A family member is helping out another family member, and I'm filling in for them at side job. So I just moving cars and pitching in when I can.
No, all good.
It's like, the baby driver. When the baby driver has, like, music playing, but, like, Tim has, like, Zoom meetings while he drives with the getaway car.
Yes. I also do emotional first aid. I listen to people's problems on the radio sometimes. It's quite nice. Pays only $5 an hour, so we're really hustling, but,
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the universes colliding. John Constantine has good memory. I wish I could borrow some of his.
Indeed. Right, where were we, guys?
His name, he suddenly just, like, amnesia goes away. That's all it takes. John, the word John.
We were talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay,
Also,
anything
I
else
don't
on
know
that one?
Cap, I don't know, is the Kevin Conroy scene in this one or the next one?
Ooh.
I don't know what you mean.
Because Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill were supposed to have their last ever scene as Batman and Joker in one of the crises.
I think it will have to be in part 3, because I don't... Like, so far in part 1 I hear Jensen Ackles' voice, and also in part 2 is all of the scenes it's Jensen Ackles' voice. So I think it will happen in part 3, I think.
Okay, cool.
We did have a Joker in part 2, though, so he could be Mark Hamill. I didn't pay close enough attention to that. It could have been that, but, like, Batman was still Jensen Ackles. They even had, like, Batman Beyond join this. He spoke very little. Maybe they couldn't get the voice actor who voiced
I was going to ask you Freedom.
Yeah.
I would love to see, like, different versions of the Joker and Batman. I don't know if you've given a thought, like, how could Batman have a rival in, like, different ways? Because we know that Batman's rivalry sometimes, like, okay, his girlfriend is killed off, or his parents are killed off by the Joker, or the Joker is just the exact antithesis. But I thought of, like, a version of, like, the Joker being, like, maybe, like, a retired soldier who's got advanced dementia, and, like, he's like, trying to figure out this thing, and he's lived in this world full of order, and now he's just chaos, But I don't know. I'd be curious to see different iterations.
Well, they in the comics they did. There was a comic book run where they did that kind of sort of thing. There was one where the Joker was a hero, and somehow he snapped, and he was going through the Batman multiverse, reviving different Jokers, and there was a Batman following him, like trying to stop him from reviving these Jokers. And there was a cameo from the Arkham series Batman, who after the events of Arkham Knight, and he's there going, "Yeah, the Joker's back. I don't like it. I'm gonna have to kill him again." Something along the lines of that. But yeah, they did do a run with alternate versions of the Joker and alternate versions of Batman. I thought it was it was a really good comic book, that one.
Yeah, like just being that creative.
The fun with the Arkham Knight thing is that, like, Joker becomes your mind buddy for a while.
Dude! Spoilers! Spoilers!
The game's been around for how many years now?
What game is this?
And how... Arkham Knight.
He was like,
Yeah,
the angel on your shoulder,
the statute of limitations. Like, if it came out on PS3, we're long past it, okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a really cool thing. Like, he drops in lines as you do things as Batman. Like, if you're using it rapidly, like this, sometimes you say, like, "Oh, what's your failure rate on that, Bruce?" Like, he gives, like, sarcastic comments to Batman, whatever he does. It's so good through your gunplay. Like, in the whole Arkham games, like, if you die, you get sent by, like, characters come, Alfred comes and warns you. But in this game, the large part of the game is Joker is with you. So it's like, he's the one who's giving you the final goodbye. And he's like, you're not gonna die from that. Get up, Bruce. And then Bruce says, Bruce, get up, Bruce. Oh shit, have I done two again? It's just fun, like having Joker around and that's fun.
Cool. That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a little bit of fun. I like.
Yeah.
If I were interested, if I had more time, I'd play video games, but not yet.
Yeah. Okay. Also, guys,
I gotta move this car.
Like, guys, this may be a spoiler warning, but in Metroid, Samus is a girl. So sorry if that is a right. No, sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Yeah, these things happen. Okay. Now, is there anything else people have seen or stuff that they want to react to? We might just mostly do reactions and stuff today. I've got a couple of things coming up. Dave.
So a few days ago I watched, it was a fan film called The Spider. It's up on YouTube currently, you can go and watch it. It was a short horror film version of Spider-Man. So it starred Chandler Riggs playing Peter Parker, and he got bit by the spider, and we do see him ripping the face off someone because of the spider grip.
Spoilers! Like, literally, this is a short film.
I'm not giving away too much. I'm just giving you the intro. But the rest of the film is it hits the bullet points, and it was it got me thinking of a film like years and years ago, a similar thread called Earth versus the Spider, where a guy does the same thing. He injects himself with spider DNA and instead turns into a monster. And
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, I'd say go check out The Spider. It's like 9 minutes long, and it's really good. Chandler Riggs does a great job showing that excitement of having the spider powers, but then shows the dread when it turns bad, you know?
Okay, I have two questions. One, who is Chandler Riggs?
Chandler Riggs was the Coral from The Walking Dead.
No way! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, he's gone downhill. No, I'm joking. Right, Chandler Riggs.
He's working.
What was the other question?
Well, as I was going to say, how are we going to just search Spider on YouTube and actually find this film? But I suppose
it's just
if we
called
put Chandler...
The Spider.
I know, you're going to search that, you're going to come up with, like, arachnids and stuff.
You can Chandler
Riggs. Okay.
So he's working.
Yeah, good for him. Okay, good. Now, guys, something I've got for you here.
Bless you.
Apparently, following the trend of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, apparently there is going to be an R-rated makeover of The Little Mermaid. I'll show you what we've got of it here. So there's going to be an evil Little Mermaid film. Now, I don't know if I can show the trailer, so I won't put up our force field to look at it, because I haven't vetted it. But
is it made by the same guys?
I don't think so. But I'll tell you what the official synopsis says. So the first 4 words actually sell it to me. Dr. Eric Prince. Like, I'm sold already, right? Instead of Prince Eric. Dr. Eric Prince, an archaeologist, makes a dramatic discovery on a small Caribbean island, proof of an ancient, advanced, prehistoric society. Whilst his dig is in progress, he meets the mysterious and beautiful Aurora Bay and falls in love. Her arrival coincides with several mermaid sightings and strange disappearances. Okay, so I won't go into it further than that. But I think this is good. Yeah, like, how are you going to use Prince Eric? It's a Disney creation. Eric Prince. There you go.
Well, there's also I saw this was like weeks back. I don't think I talked about it. They're doing a horror version. The guys who are making Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. There's going to be a Bambi horror movie.
Yes, I think
it's called Bambi the Reckoning, and I love that.
I mean, I feel like Bambi's already a horror film for many topics.
Yeah.
So, although think about the murderous mermaid, I think Disney did that in Pirates of the Caribbean 4, I think, where the mermaids were just like killing sailors to the fountain of youth. So Disney kind of did that too.
But that's what mermaids are anyway. Mermaids are things that kill sailors.
Yeah,
sirens.
Yeah, sirens.
Both.
Yeah, well, hang on. Let's look up the definition of a mermaid. Mermaid in the issue. I would have never have guessed that I'd been doing this. A mythical sea creature, the mythical sea creature with a head and trunk of a woman and the tail of a fish, conventionally depicted as beautiful and with long flowing golden hair. Doesn't say it's killing anyone.
The sirens are technically flying. They can fly. Sirens can fly, but the mermaids can't.
Sirens can fly.
Yeah.
The flying ones are harpies, not sirens.
In The Witcher, there are sirens that can fly, and harpies are different things.
Oh wait. Okay, Greek mythology. Each of a number of women, all winged creatures whose singing lured unwary sailors onto rocks. Wow, so some of them did have wings.
Yeah,
I rest my case.
Yeah, but that isn't mermaids. Cap was right, you weren't.
It is!
No, it isn't. That's
No!
It is!
No, a mermaid has got a fish
Don't
tail.
make me get angry again!
they are classified as different in the Witcher. There is one creature called Lady of the Lake, and I think she's a mermaid, but she didn't kill Witcher. She gave the sword.
Depends. If you're talking mythology, yes. If you're talking King Arthur, no.
No, it's confusing, but like sirens are mostly depicted as evil creatures, while mermaids have like some interpreted them being good, them being bad. I think it's just the myth of the mermaids is that the people who went down with the Atlantis became mermaids, while the myth of the sirens is basically this fishy flying creatures that drown sailors by luring them with their songs.
Well, the thing with Atlantis, Cap, is that's all different stories. You've got Atlantis and Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's trading card monsters, and then you've got Atlantis, where Jason Momoa is king,
And then you've got Atlantis, where Jason Momoa is a soldier.
Yeah, and you've got Atlantis, where Michael J. Fox is an archaeologist digging down,
Yeah.
And also Michael Caine discovered it in Journey.
And Michael Caine discovered Atlantis, did he?
Yeah, in Journey 2. While they replaced Brendan Fraser with the
What?
Also, while we're on the subject of like remakes and stuff, I have a really hot take. What is the obsession with taking innocent childhood things and making a dark fucking energy reboot?
Yes, I
Public
agree.
domain.
Well, yeah, that too.
Is it because people who grew up with it are ashamed of still liking it and therefore want to make it more mature so it's more acceptable for them to like it?
Do you know, okay, Dev, what I'll say for my answer is there has always been something in well, look, when are you most scared in your life generally? It's like, oh, children are afraid of the dark. Children, are afraid of, the noises and stuff like that. There is something about playing into childhood fears that still resonates with people as adults. So that's why whenever you hear, ring a roses, a pocket full, it's terrifying, right?
Yeah.
And it's like when you have the little girl in Resident Evil and she's like a hologram, she goes, you are all going to die. And it's like, it's scary, So child things, something innocent. Like there was that terrible film I watched recently called Imaginary about a teddy bear.
Yeah, but
That's why I think if they made a horror film with my childhood fear, it would be just hysterical, I think.
What was your childhood fear?
So, when I was a kid, we had this plastic bag, okay? And it had all the Super Nintendo games inside of it. No, hear me out. And we had it sat on top of a wardrobe. And at night, the street lamps would shine through the window, and this bright orange light would shine on it, and it would look like a face. Just this particular angle where I was sleeping, it would look like a face. And for almost half a year, I was scared of this plastic bag. And I'm not afraid to admit it.
Wow.
So every time I go to Tesco's, when they say bag for your life, I'm like, yeah, bag, run for your life!
Okay, so what was it? Just a plastic carrier bag?
It was just a generic big brown bag with what I think had planets or something on it.
Okay.
I'm not afraid to.
Reference.
That would be a horror movie. Just you see a bag in the wind and go, no!
Uncanny Valley reference.
Dave, I don't want to minimize your trauma, but I'm just imagining you screaming while Keith Perry's "Do You Ever Feel Like a Plastic Bag" is playing in the background.
That's firework.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of fireworks.
No, that one line should be like, "Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?" And you're just like cradling in a fetal position.
No, it would just be like, I'll just be like, you know in those horror films where they're running down a dark alley and they just turns back and then they turn back around, there's the creature. For me, I turn around and then I turn the other way and there's just like Tesco's carrier bag just blowing in the wind and just flying around. Like, no!
The thing with I can imagine there's a plastic bag and then suddenly in the Conjuring where the pet sheet just falls on the kid. Plastic bag just goes to the face and I can imagine that being scary. But the thing I think the reason why they do horror movies mainly is because copyright reasons. I think that's the thing. Horror is an easy way to avoid copyright. But they're doing dumb horror. They're not very good ones. That's why I don't like it. There's a lot of funny things. I was waiting for them to drop a funny reference. They could be ironic, Evil Dead kind of horror movies where you can do jokes.
I wish we had.
Hang on 1 second.
I wish we had a Transformers horror movie. You know, someone gets in a car, right? That's about to transform, and then and that'd be so gross.
They did that, didn't they? That was Christine by Stephen King, wasn't it?
Oh, they did. They someone was in the car, and then the Transformer just jammed all the guts and stuff into the car, and he became a robot covered.
I wish that. I don't know if it's in the book, but I wish that would happen in the film.
I don't know. I'm just.
One of the Nightmare on Elm Street where the guy got murdered with his wife.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that was the Dream Master, I think.
Or you could do a G.I. Joe where everything in the military runs well.
Yeah. Now,
Wait, what?
That's a horror story. Everything in the military runs well. I'm kidding.
Dave, just for
Yeah.
you, Dave. I don't mean to
Go on.
trigger you, but
Go on.
I have
Go
found
on.
this.
Go on. Oh, no! I love it. Please send that to me. I love it. That's brilliant.
The plastic bag.
Yeah,
It's a plastic bag of doom.
it is. It's got you. I did. There is an alternative, so
Guys, I
there's
gotta
that
go.
one as
I'll see you
well.
later.
Like that. Actually, I like that one. That's better.
Take it easy.
Take care, Tim. Take care. Look, you've scared off Tim now with your evil carrier bag. The only problem is that if you use this and it's too realistic, that just isn't you. Whereas that just about that could be you. That could be you.
That could be me.
Yeah.
That looks like a poster from Martin Mystery. Exactly like a poster from Martin Mystery episode. Revenge of the plastic bag.
Exactly. Okay, so but no, we bring up some good points. So it could be because of copyright and stuff. Because if they make it horror, then it's a bit more parody. It's obviously not the same thing. But also, look, horror is easier. Loud noises, jump scares, stuff like that. It's not necessarily that they're good, but just as a general horror thing, it's easy to have a stab at making something that is horror.
But I wish they do more references. Before Winnie kills someone, or if he's with people trapped in a room or something like that, Winnie goes, think. That would have been fun for me. If they didn't do any of it, that's why I didn't like the horror film, and I think
there are only certain things they can get away with doing that, Cab. I think the thing is a Disney thing. Who might be in public domain, but him doing thing might be a Disney thing. And as you say, it's a horror. They're going to parody it. It's a parody horror. Don't take it so seriously.
Yeah. Do you know one of the most, because this has come up a few times on the show about things going into the public domain. Do you know how Disney, because Mickey Mouse is public domain now, but do you know how they've protected it?
Protected Mickey, but it's Steamboat Willie that's public domain.
Well, yeah, but the way they've done it is they've put Steamboat Willie into their logo. and it's trademarked, and they're still using it. And to me, they're like the sneakiest people in the world. If I bring up the Disney logo, I'll show you guys. This is how they've got around it.
Alright.
Okay, so here we go here. So by putting this, Walt Disney Animation Studios, and now he is part of the logo, it means that they can protect it to a lot further of a degree than if he'd just completely fallen into the public domain.
See, I thought they did that. Well, they first did that when Tangled came out. When that came out, I think it was their 60th, one of their celebrations anyway. That was part of the intro.
What,
I would have
Steamboat
thought I
Willie?
would have protected it by then.
Well, yeah, they probably did that because they knew this day was coming. So they had to establish that they were using it. You can only like protect a trademark if you are actively using it. If you don't use something within a certain time, it lapses.
Yeah.
But I think John Oliver do a version of it when he said like it was out of copyright and they immediately brought it on the show. In the black and white Mickey version mascot. I'm not really sure that still counts as parody or not.
Well, yeah, it'll count as parody, and look, and if it's John Oliver doing it, then he'll get away with it, you know. But if suddenly Warner Brothers were like, here's the Steamboat Willie cartoon hour, then Disney would shut it down because it's competitive. It's going to eat into what they do. And the reason why Warner Brothers won't ever do that is because suddenly they'd say, well, here's Bugs Bunny, you know, he's ours now. You know, it would go two ways. So it is going to be like the Cold War of copyright.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a weird theory about Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers was doing so well when they had Bugs Bunny come into every movie with the intro. And as soon as they stopped doing that, Warner Brothers started to suck. And now they just merged with Discovery because they can't stand by themselves. That's my weird theory. I can't prove it, but it's just my theory, okay?
Okay, so when did this happen, though?
In the 2000s, every movie, Bugs Bunny comes in and he's just like, it was produced by Warner Brothers, and then then the movie would start. They stopped doing that after 2010, I think. Like after
2010.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember because the most like the Free Willy movies, they had Bugs Bunny appearing in the beginning of that as well.
It was it started in the late 90s and then carried throughout the 2000s. They had good movies, they were a success. After 2010, they stopped doing that, they became an unsuccess.
Wow. Okay, so guys.
Now they have weirdly Daffy in the intros now in animated movies. I don't know why they're doing that. And then like Daffy would come and he would go ooh, and then Porky would just pull it back. But that only happens in animated movie intros, not any live action.
Yeah. Okay, so
I have another hot take.
Go for it.
Has anyone yet seen the newest Deadpool trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I thought it looked really good. I think it looks really good. I'm excited to see it. I think this is going to be the thing that turns Marvel around for at least one film.
I liked him without the sleeves. I hated the sleeves.
Yes, the sleeves. For God's sakes, it looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
You do know why, though, right?
Was this to do with medical?
Yeah, because Hugh Jackman had the skin, I don't know if I can say the word, skin C word.
Yeah, cancer. Yeah, we can say that on the stream. That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, he had skin cancer, so they don't want to risk it, so they covered his skin.
Ah.
But didn't he have it on the nose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's not wearing a mask. You know, that's all I'll say there. But look, that might be the case. I thought it was because he wasn't living up to being a huge, jacked man. But now we see it, he's still got the arms. So...
Well, because he trained back up for this film.
Well, look, it depends...
He juiced more like it. Remember, he's like 40-something years old.
Look, perhaps...
Not everyone is Henry Cavill, Cap.
Well, look, so perhaps they heard the feedback, and perhaps this is a scene that comes in towards the end. They were like, oh, they don't like the sleeves. The sleeves look ridiculous. And so then they gets rid of the sleeves at a certain point. Who knows? Maybe it was reaction to feedback that they got.
I think there's also... we kind of talked about stories, so I want to say, like, Rock recently released a video where he's, like, pretended that he catched a fish, even though that fish has been dead for hours now, but he's like, oh yeah, I'm wheeling it in, and grabs it. That reminds me of the Joe Rogan interview he did, and where he's saying that I still haven't used steroids, while being in his 60s, I think, now, but being more jacked than ever than he was in his 30s or 20s. Like, I'm still clean, guys. The older I get, the bulkier I get, and the more cleaner I get.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so but the other thing about the Deadpool trailer is they swear quite a lot in it, and I think they're doing that to show that, oh well, it's Deadpool, it's still going to be the Deadpool that people expect. But I also think this is a sign that Marvel are like, look, you know, things aren't going great, we're just going to change course, see if this works, and then I expect it in a lot of other films if it works.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with that is that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, they're fighting a lot to keep certain things in the film. They're, apparently at the moment, the directors are fighting with Bob Iger and such to keep scenes that Hugh Jackman had filmed. They were going to show scenes with Wolverine and all the different wars, like in the Second World War in Vietnam, you know, through his life. But they're trying to keep those scenes in because it adds to the story. But Bob Iger and that are saying, no, take them out, they're too violent, they're way too violent. And all I thought was, have you never read a Wolverine comic? Have you never seen anything Wolverine? He kills people for fun.
I mean, like the Fox movies, think about them, like they're all violence galore.
Yeah, but obviously the first 4 films of Wolverine weren't as violent. When they did The Wolverine, it became more violent. And then they were like, okay, let's go all out with Logan.
Yeah, but like even in the second film, right, you literally had like Yuriko's like clawing him and the blood bleeding him dry in the fight scene.
Yeah.
And then you see Wolverine like with... Actually, well, Hugh Jackman cut himself, I think, when he was filming that. Like almost naked and running around with covered in blood and stuff like that. They were brutal still, but like no one cared.
Do you know she's back? Yuriko, Lady Deathstrike. She's coming back in Deadpool.
Is the same actress?
Same actress. In the trailer, you see a scene where you see Ant-Man's suit and skeleton, and there's a load of mutants outside the front. Some of them are from X-Men 3. You've got Pyro, you've got Azazel. Lady Deathstrike is that. Sabretooth is apparently coming back in this as well. And we've got a very obscure X-Men villain as the main villain. And when I heard who it was, I had to look it up who it was. And I had no idea who this person was.
You know what I thought it was? I thought it was a monster. Charles.
You might be right in that, Dev, because the characters... So she's called Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
Apparently she is the twin of Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
Because in the comic books, Xavier as a baby, I don't know why, but Xavier as a baby, he could sense Cassandra was evil, so he killed her in the womb, and she rebuilt herself a body. So she spent her life trying to get revenge on Charles Xavier. And yes, Cap, this is the days in comic books where he said, fuck it, let's give anyone a fucking weird origin story.
I like the fact that like the baby Charles is like there was a movie that was called Series of Shorts where they wish that one of them becomes like super smart and a baby becomes super smart, and then Charles Xavier in the movie is like, I sense great evil, must kill it now.
You'd have to read the comic book to find out. And yeah, Cassandra Nova is the villain. She's got the same sort of powers as Charles Xavier. There you go.
There we see Cassandra Nova, and it turns out she was the evil twin of Professor Charles Xavier, introduced in New X-Men 114 in 2001. Okay, here's a question for you guys, right? Right,
Doesn't he have like Doctor Strange powers?
I don't know.
No.
What I can say, right, in a lot of the Marvel stuff over the recent years, we've got a lot of like male superheroes that get female versions. So we've got She-Hulk, in it, and we've got Girl Hawkeye and Girl Black Panther and Girl all of them, right? Here's the question though. Out of any of the female superheroes, who should get a male reinvention?
Storm.
Storm as a dude. Okay, I'm gonna use AI to create that.
How deep can I go with this? You go, get rid of Jubilee. Just be gone.
No, Dave. Jubilee's not.
Jubilee is not good. Jubilee is useless.
Yes, but she's nice.
Scarlet Witch. I'm mostly using X-Men as references here.
Scarlet Wizard.
Scarlet Wizard.
Black Widower.
Scarlet Warlock.
I'm gonna get it to create Black Widower. Oh my god. Okay, hang on guys. Male Storm. This would be absolutely epic. You see what AI has created for us. That's a cool character.
Oh,
that is a cool
cool
character.
Wow.
With the white hair. That is really cool. This AI stuff is scary. It's Magneto,
Yeah,
you're right. You're right, it is
Magneto.
just Magneto.
But also, I do have to talk about X-Men where they did the Storm episode, the Demon. Oh my god, that was...
Not there yet. Turning it off.
Okay, turn it off then, good. They did a Demon episode, and it's really, really good. I love it. It's scary. The imagery is really scary. And I love the fact that they did that Storm going away from brutality. All good, Dave. All good. Come back. Come back, Dave.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. I just started the X-Men series 2 days ago, so I'm catching up.
What, X-Men 97?
It's good.
Yeah, I just watched the first episode of 97.
Oh, guys, look, I'll show you here. I asked for a male version of Scarlet Witch. And
what does it
literally,
do?
it's Doctor Strange. Oh, wait, it's not showing it. It's not showing it. There you go. It's just Doctor Strange.
I feel like even Storm, right? Thor is kind of the same, like, with the same powers. I mean, he doesn't technically control climate, but, like, Storm, in a sense, lightning, wind, rain.
What's with that?
Yeah, what is with this tuft of hair coming out of the hat?
What's going on there?
That's evil. That's evil Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
That's Carmen San Diego.
Yeah,
I thought that was
absolutely.
Mrs. I thought Evil Mary Poppins was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Wow. Mrs. Doubtfire. Wow.
Like, if you haven't yet checked out the trailers for like the horror version of Mary Poppins and the horror version of Mrs. Doubtfire, it just turned something so beautiful and wholesome into something so
Have you ever
terrifying.
thought about that there's a surprising amount of films about nannies? There's Mrs. Doubtfire, there's Mary Poppins, there's Nanny McPhee. Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, who cares about this job? Like, why are there so many films around this subject?
Well, let's put it this way: you can either have movies about nannies,
Yeah.
or you can have more Cat in the Hat movies. It's your choice.
Well, that's not the only two options. But okay, tell me one famous. Look, when Mrs. Doubtfire, Mary Poppins, Nanny McPhee. Now tell me like the famous movie named after a prison officer. Nothing. And yet our correctional officers keeping the locked up bad people away from us get no movies.
There's a Tamil movie called Jailer.
Jailer?
There's the Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard? Well, where is Mr. Longest Yard? It's called Mrs. Doubtfire. That's her name, right? There is none.
Jailer Day. There's a Tamil movie. We did it for you. We made
I think he's getting very angry. I don't understand.
David, you just reminded me that Vin Diesel and Jackie Chan made the same movie.
What movie?
Yeah,
Oh, hang on.
Fire.
Then hang on. Wait a second. Right? There's also Hulk Hogan in Mr. Nanny.
Yeah.
Why are there so many movies about nannies?
Because nannies are kick-ass, apparently.
Wow.
My question is there been a nanny horror film?
A
Yes.
nanny horror film. Yeah, go on. What?
Yes, I would say kind of.
No babysitters. No babysitters.
Oh yeah, never mind. I was thinking The Babysitter.
Okay, so
no
the
babysitters. Think of nanny.
the horror thing that you think of in terms of nannies and stuff is that Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
Very early.
Yes. Oh,
They
what's
want
the babysitter bandit?
Gold
The
Yes.
babysitter bandit.
Oh, that one.
Forget the character's name.
David, produce the horror nanny film. You can do this. It's a gold mine.
Cap, do you know how many attempts it got me to make a Terminator picture? It doesn't like certain things.
Yeah.
I like it. Produce
Okay,
it.
guys. Actually, look, we're gonna have to begin to wrap the show up just because it was going to be a short one today because there's going to be Extreme Improv Xstreamed like in 5 minutes time. So what we'll do, we'll reconvene on this and so much more next time. But for now, let's go around, let's find out where we can find everyone, and if you have a geeky recommendation for the people out there, do let us know. Capelthave, where can the people find you?
You can find me on some beats where I sing my dance. I drum something butthead and I work with puppets. And I also work with another puppet called Dave on Unflagged where we talked about Disney villains. So check that out. And also on the 28th, there will be another Sword Teach Talk episode about Discworld on Terry Pratchett's birthday. So if you're a fan of Discworld, check that podcast episode out. And you can find me on numerous shows like Xstreamed.
Okay, Dev.
Recommendation, Batman Beyond. Go check that out.
Okay, thank you. Dev, where can the people find you and what's your recommendation?
They can find me on Twitch and TikTok under the name FWDAT. And my geek recommendation is the CW Flash because today, April 25th, 2024, is the day that the Flash disappeared in that TV show.
Yes, it's true, actually. Yes, okay, fantastic. Check out that. Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on Geek Battle and on Xstreamed Improv on the next show, and check me out on my YouTube channel, Dave MC Gaming, where I do Let's Plays, Star Wars The Old Republic footage with an Alien vs Predator Let's Play coming up in a couple of weeks, and check out Dave MC Unlagged, my podcast talk show where I've done 2 videos so far with Capeltheb with a Terminator fan fiction coming up on this Sunday. And speaking of which, my recommendation is Alien vs Predator versus Terminator.
Definitely. That would be amazing. Okay, so my name is David Pstansky. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. My recommendation would be that you check out Extreme Improv in a minute. But of a geeky nature, just go book your tickets for Deadpool because the trailer looks great. And I'll also say, also go to the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel, up to 945 subscribers. So on the final stretch to that 1,000. Check it out. There's some fun content coming up over the weekend. So with that, until next time, stay safe, always.